Welcome to Floppy Friday number 6. And this is Kian, and I'm here to talk you through some games that I found on floppy drives and loaded into this Commodore 64C that I bought at an auction site some time ago. Now, a lot has gone on this week. I have now a dedicated shelf for floppies. These were the two containers that I had before, along with this one, and these two I received from another auction that I won this week, or they got delivered this week. I haven't counted how many there are in there, but there's some really good titles in there. I'm super happy. I actually recorded the unboxing, but it wasn't all that interesting, so I decided not to include it on here. I might post it at some point in the future. So those are new. The other thing that happened, which was quite interesting, while I was tidying up a bit, I decided, well, why don't I move all the rest of the bits and pieces for the Commodore into the drawers over there? So what I did, I was moving things into there, and I realized that I had a new video cable, or a different video cable. Now, the original video cable was this one. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So DIN, normal DIN socket at one end, and then a triple coax. Sorry, DIN plug at that end, not a socket, and a triple coax at this side. So obviously video and then two audio, even though it's just mono. So this clearly has degraded over time, and I think that's quite a normal thing for these things to do. And I really was worried that there was something more significant going on here, like something that needed fixing in the Commodore. But it turns out that when I switched the cable, the video suddenly got really sharp, or much sharper anyway. The audio didn't work, which kind of sucked. And then I realized, well, it was a single coax, so I thought, well, maybe I need to split it somehow, even though it's mono, have some sort of duplications for the thing. But in the end, eventually I realized that I didn't need that wasn't the issue. And when I took the DIN plug off, I found that there was a loose wire, so I just needed to do a little bit of soldering. And now we have both stellar video and, well, hopefully you'll see a difference. And then the audio quality is pretty decent as well. So that's really the big updates. Oh, the other big updates are around this, and that is I also got through an auction that I won with a lot of joysticks. So there are 3 joysticks. Now these are the first 2. Now these are compatible with the Commodore, and it's an Atari a Cheetah Challenger and a Cheetah Annihilator. I quite like this one because it's a bit, the same kind of color scheme. They both function pretty well. Fairly basic joysticks, but there you go. The other one that I received, and this one did come with a box, though the box is, well, the box has seen better days, and that's a Sinclair joystick. Now this is I think an SJS1. Although they look like they're the same, they actually have a different pin out to the Commodores. So this does not work with this device. That said, I do still have the a ZX Spectrum 48. I might even be a 16. I can't remember exactly. I have to check. But anyway, this does not have a joystick port, so you need a special joystick adapter, which I've gone and bought on eBay in the UK, because you don't really get Spectrum stuff or Sinclair stuff here normally. So I'm going to have to pick that up when I next go to the UK from my mum's place. So that's it. Anyway, these are the big updates. It's all very exciting. Everything's, quite happy to have all this new stuff. I'm, a couple of things that came with the floppies were these cleaning diskettes, which I haven't seen in a long time. So I used to have a floppy drive, which I could not get at, it was in a TRS-80 Model 3. You had to take the thing, you could not take the thing apart. So you had to use cleaning diskettes with some special liquid on to go and clean your drive. These days, I just pop off the top and use a cotton bud or a Q-tip to clean the head with some alcohol. Anyway, so that's updates. Let's continue with this. So this game I wanted to play, and this is I don't know if it's the original one. It's written by anyway. I think it might be somebody who's essentially copied it and written it in BASIC, but it's Missile Command. So this one is going out to Matt Armitage, old school friend of mine who now lives in Malaysia. You know, when we were growing up, we used to play Missile Command with the sit-down table and the trackballs, and, you know, all the time at his place, and so I have very, very fond memories of that. So this is for Matt. I hope you're doing well. If you're watching, and you know, I'm just gonna give this one a quick try. I'm gonna play with the Annihilator rather than the other one. Let's see how it works. I actually did try recording this already today because there was some road work going on, or some, you know, and somebody had a big machine making noise, and I didn't think it was coming out on the audio until I actually. Here we go. So it's now saying choose your controller, joystick or trackball. So I'll choose joystick because I don't have a trackball. Now, so here the thing is, I find about this is that it's really quite hard. I'm going to lose loads of bases because they disappear really quickly, the explosions. The joystick itself is working pretty well, but I have to admit it's quite sensitive. So from that side, can only be happy. I seem to be okay. Anyway, I'm not going to do well, but it's a little bit like the arcade version. But as far as I recall, the arcade version had spherical explosions. So this is a little bit weird, a little bit quirky, but you know, it's okay. Okay, so I have one town left, which isn't going to last long with how I play. So the joystick itself is doing a lot better than the quick shot I had. So I can only be happy. Oh no, that's me dead. I can only be happy. Of course, it's now showing up my skills because I have nothing to hide behind anymore. That's it. It's kind of over. But you know, you don't want to be watching this all day long anyway, so it's not a bad thing if I'm just going to let myself die now. So and then we can move on to the next game. Are you going to kill me? Come on, that's a direct hit. That's got to be. No towns left. No, I know I don't. So please, is that it? Okay, there we go. Game over. The end. So then, that's it for Missile Command. Now the other. So I wanted to load the next game. Let me reset and then get this out. So there's a couple of games that I was going to load. The first one was on this disc. And that, I got super excited when I saw that. And it says Outrun. It says Outrun 1 Plus, and I wasn't sure what that was. I used to love Outrun. So I talked about Gauntlet last week. Outrun was another one of those games where I could just stand and watch it forever. It was the first driving game that had really compelling graphics in an arcade version. I mean, it's still in the 80s, so it was not amazing. But for me, it was like a big deal. I used to love it. You could go through the tunnels, the lights changed, all this stuff that was really, really cool. So when I loaded out, I was kind of hoping it was a Commodore version of Outrun, but I'm not sure that one exists. This, at least, was really just like a teaser type thing. And there was nothing to play either. I couldn't really understand what was going on with it. So that was a bit of a disappointment. But you don't need to see that. This is the other one, and this was the part of the image that was on the auction site photo that I did post on my blog last time, I think. And there's a few games on here that are interesting. The one that I really wanted to play is here on, it's written at the bottom. Now these discs are single-sided double density, but back in the day it was pretty common for you to just flip it over and to save stuff onto the flip side or the reverse side. So what we're going to do is just load in Impossible Mission from there. It's going to go ahead and load this in. Now this game is, I wanted to show this one. First of all, it's a pretty cool game, but also my colleague Marco Fiocco, so my teammate, he has memories of this game. I think this is the only game that he had on his Commodore 64, because he used to play it so much that I think his parents confiscated the computer, so it's quite a sad story. But at least that's what I understood the story to be. So this is really just for him to be able to see it being played, not particularly well, but I'm sure it'll bring back some fun memories, I hope. And anyway, it's a pretty cool game. It's got some interesting stuff going on, which I'll talk about once it's loaded and once we're playing. So I'm just going to fast forward through the next bit while it's loading. Okay, we're loaded. So let's hit run. Now this is interesting. Well, first of all, it's got a got a loading graphic. It's 1984, so it's not a new game. I hadn't heard of it. I mean, Impossible Mission, Mission Impossible. There's nothing to do with that, with the Tom Cruise franchise, etc., or the '60s. You see it here, the Stay Forever. Their speech synthesis is actually really cool. I was really impressed. The other thing that I was really impressed about, again, the animation of the character as he runs, and you can see this. My joystick is actually doing much better than the other one in terms of being able to just repeat. Hold it to one side and it runs. The animation made me think of Prince of Persia with the sort of rotoscoped graphics that they created. So here you've got all these crazy robots. You can go around. You can, this is me logging into the computer, but I don't have a password to be able to do anything meaningful. So here, but you can, it's actually pretty neat. I can go along to the elevator and then go down, fall off here, go up this one. Anyway, it's kind of always... Oh, you see, the graphics are pretty good. I mean, you kind of get disintegrated by these robots. They're pretty brutal. But the jumping is interesting. Once again. The other thing that I let's see if I just fall down here. Okay, I can fall down. Okay, but listen to this. This is another fun bit of voice and use of the speech synthesis. That's super cool. How cool is that? Anyway, I really like this game. I can well imagine playing it a lot more. I haven't got the first clue what you're actually meant to do, other than, avoid the robots and maybe go and get some candy or something like that at the top there. But here I can, Anyway, jumped over, got fried. So this is super fun. I can well understand, Marco, why you enjoyed it so much. You have next time you come visit, you'll be able to play it in person again after all these years. So that's that. Look at that. Oh, that doesn't help me though. So nice having a joystick that actually works. I have to admit, and is responsive. It's way better than the last one. You see it's mapping at the bottom. That's interesting. So I don't think I can do... Whoa. Oh, yeah. That's not what, anyway, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, I think I'm going to call it a day because otherwise you'll probably get bored. That's it for Floppy Friday number 6. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week for Floppy Friday 7. Okay? Thank you very much.